Alright. Ho ho ho! It's the Toon and 10 Christmas special! Hey!
It's Christmas!
So we've obviously all made a massive effort for this one. It's going to be a bumper edition. We're going to give you not one, not two, but 3 parts to this one. So it's a massive one. But before we start with the proper episode, Santa's been. Santa has been. One for Vince.
How do you know that there's no tags on them?
One for Pete. And one for me. Open up, guys. Open up.
A little bit quickly before Vince gets it.
Yeah.
Ah, very good.
Wow!
Very good.
It's the Toon Network official mugs. Audio's now through our Facebook and Twitter accounts.
Let's fill them up. Fill them up.
Cheers, boys.
Where's the mulled one?
Hey!
Got some Jack Daniels, or the Trap beer.
Got loads.
Trap.
No, I'll
Take
You're
your
very
pick.
kind, mate. Thank you
I've
very
got a
much.
Duff.
don't want to waste the dub. I'll get some. Nice one.
Winter fruits.
Quite a leisurely start to this episode, but you know we've got to get that
This feels like my alcoholic days all over again, drinking cider out of a...
out of a mug.
mug.
We've all been there, mate. We've all been there. Right. Should we crack on with the first half then? Not strictly a half; it's a third, but we'll, for poetic license. Right. So you all know how this goes now. We've got 5 minutes, and once the timer stops, we stop talking. That's it. We finish. We move on. Okay. So the first half, of course, we're going to be talking about the last match, which was a pretty drab 1-1 draw at home to Aston Villa. Time at the ready. Go!
Yeah.
What do we think?
Well, as everyone kept on saying before, it's classic Newcastle.
Classic, cliched,
It was just such a flat,
boringly predictable.
horrible,
Yeah.
really frustrating game. I mean, I guess you could say the weather didn't help, blah, blah, blah. But, at the end of the day, really, I suppose we might have had a slightly different conversation had De Jong scored. And he 100% should have scored.
Huge.
I think he was scared of running into the post, which with his dodgy lungs I can appreciate. But I think that's basically what happened.
Did he overthink it, do you think?
Not
Or?
that, I honestly think he saw the post and he was a bit worried to go into it, so he kind of adjusted it so he didn't do that and hoped it would kind of hit his head in the right way.
I mean, all he needed
and it
to
was
do...
just straight as an out.
All he needed to do really was get it on target, either at a near post or kind of back across.
The keeper was miles away. The keeper was
Yeah, and I mean any sort of power, and it was a lovely dink cross to, I think it was Ronaldo that knocked it across, and he was oh.
It was
how
perfect. The thing
done
is,
it?
right,
I mean, it happens,
best
but it was a
wingers in the
massive.
world,
yeah.
yeah.
Of course they do, but it was massive at the time.
the problem I had, right, with it was, well, there was a couple of things. One, for me, he shouldn't have been on the pitch anyway. Perez should have started, and I guess we'll get onto that. And two, I did think, I know it was probably planned anyway, but I thought that guy, his confidence must be rock bottom at the minute, De Jong, and he's missed that. And McLaren didn't give him a chance. At that point it was 1-0 and I felt McLaren didn't give him a chance to kind of
redeem himself. Yeah.
And he was off.
Yeah.
And I mean that must have been, he must
That'll still be haunting him now.
Yeah.
Because I think he needed that, didn't
and
he?
I think, you could argue, well, I think De Jong was about to come off anyway.
Yeah.
But, possibly, I don't know, maybe a good manager could have went, right, I'm going to give him another 5 minutes here, I'm going to give him a chance to redeem himself. He didn't. And De Jong's already shattered confidence. He must just be like, oh, no, this is just bad.
Yeah. How did you view it, Vince? Do you think... were you happy with a point for a start? I mean, we're still unbeaten, but in those 3 games. But it's surely a game we should be getting 3 points because we failed to do so against so many sides previous to the last 2 wins.
There's reasons. There were reasons for the draw. I think we were the better team. I think the goal they scored against us was a worldie.
Yeah,
it was a hell of a
you can't legislate against a shot like that. I mean, you could argue should have been really closed down a bit sooner, but again, it was pinpoint.
No chance against that. I do think the conditions completely sapped the game. I think De Jong's corner for our goal was actually a miss kick.
It was atrocious, wasn't it?
I sit behind there, and I think that's why he miskicked it. It went right across the ground.
It sort of bubbled a bit and missed a couple of people. And
I mean, the pitch was waterlogged. There were a lot of people around me at the match questioning whether the match. I said, no way it's going to be called.
Because it was skiddy at first, and then you could see it physically sticking into the pitch, couldn't you? Yeah.
We had many chances to win. We should have won the game.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
Sissoko was anonymous.
I think after
Sissoko let us down.
I think there's a lot of people. I think
Sissoko didn't turn up. Wijnaldum didn't turn up. I mean, the main issue for me with McLaren, I mean, has been proved by this game, is the horrible inconsistency. We cannot build upon any platforms. We cannot capitalise upon a run of decent form. But for 2 games, it was a kind of anomaly. And because we lost so many before, I think that the thing with McLaren is his strategy or his tactics rely far too much on individual performances and moments of individual brilliance. We're not a team yet.
Talking about
really not a team.
Torvan looked good when he came on. Pete, are you going to give him a bit of
credit?
credit?
He did look a bit better when he came
on. He was putting himself about.
He was sliding around, and he put in about.
Cabela do that. I know he always gets this comparison to Cabela, but I never saw Cabela do that.
He was direct. And he went to the byline and he was knocking crosses in. A couple went to the keeper, fair enough. But do you know what? He did, going back to Sissoko, he did more in that 10, 15 minutes or whatever than I think Sissoko did in the whole half. And his second half performance for me, his attitude was disgusting. He did not want to be there, looked disinterested. And again, it's awful because we rely on him to win as matches. Him and Wijnaldum, I don't think Wijnaldum ever had the best.
Yeah, well, so going back to right, look. I've said from day one, I'm not a big fan of McLaren. I still think at this point that's a group of players, right? The core group of players. Okay, fair enough. Spurs. It took Mitrovic and Perez to come on, but they've beat Liverpool. Have beat Spurs. It's the players. They should be going on that pitch against Villa, going, "Oh, come on, lads, this is our chance." Yeah. It's all blame McLaren. Those players should have arrived and full of it. And the start was pretty flat, and you're thinking, okay, where's this going to come from? Where's it going to come from? It took a bloody 34-year-old defender to scuff it all in, and then you just like. And at the end of the day, I felt actually Villa. Another 10 minutes. They won that game.
They were in the ascendancy. I was worried. I was worried towards the second. Well, it did. Gested came on.
Gested came on.
Stop.
What about Elliot?
And that's half time.
Third time.
And that's third time.
Oh.
Cheeky.
You're going to have to do it again. His hands fell out.
Alright, welcome back after not half time, third time.
Third time lucky.
Knows his math. So for the second third, this is getting confusing. I'll just call it the second half because, yeah. So for the second half, we're going to crack on with. All right, don't give us that. Little elf.
Carry on.
Don't forget who pays your wages. We're going to talk about starting lineups. Time to ready? Go. Okay, so carrying on from. The last few games, I mean, everyone's got their own opinions. Who should be in the starting lineup right now, based on form, ability, and ultimately, who's the best to get us out of what genuinely is a relegation battle?
New signings.
Is that, we just put all our money into that basket, shall we?
I don't know. We keep saying this. I really don't understand how we didn't start with Perez and Mitrovic. Obviously, Mitrovic came on. I've got to say I was disappointed with him. I didn't feel as though he gave much. I felt it was another opportunity for him to just take the bit by the teeth and really force himself.
I'm going to disagree with you here. I think he came on and he showed a lot of really neat little touches. I thought he put himself about his physical. He had a chance that he snatched at and missed. But I think he provided more for us than. I know Cisse went off injured, but I think he provided more for us up front than he otherwise would have done.
Why is he persevering with Cisse? I just don't get it.
I don't know. And now he's injured, and is does that then make him?
But could you think of a reason?
Mitrovic is in by default in theory.
Yeah, but we wouldn't. But could you think of a reason why McLaren would start?
That's what's interesting. What's happening?
I guess he's.
I don't know.
I don't know. He took his chance against Crystal Palace. His movement. He's always keen to move, whereas Mitrovic might be deemed a little bit more static, perhaps stationary. But Mitrovic is. They're different kinds of players. That's it. And I don't think as much as we don't really play to Mitrovic's strengths. We don't really play to Cisse's strengths either. So I mean,
just frustrated me because we said we gave McLaren a bit of a compliment in the sense that not starting with Mitrovic, that might have given the impetus, and that's why he came on.
And he did
it. He delivered on what he was told to do. He
met him halfway. Mitrovic met him halfway. Well, that's it. And it's like we praised him on the last one, like you said about leaving him off against Spurs, and then he was raged up. So he's raged up. He comes on. He gets an assist and he gets a goal as well. And
I'm never going to compliment McLaren again.
But it gets to the point where, okay, you've got exactly what you want out of him. Let him start. Let him show you what he can do. He's pumped. He's ready, and he's confident. But if you're going to keep leaving him off, it stops becoming a motivator, and it starts just simply pissing him off.
I think I don't understand how a team that is 17th in the league have decided we've got the luxury of leaving an £11 million striker with a £13 million winger on the bench. How like our own asses are we?
That's what
we could do that.
Yeah. Again, it worries me what has been happening in training.
Do you know what I mean?
What's happening in training that makes him think there must be something. He must be whether his attitude's slightly wrong. His attitude when we see him when he's in front.
But why have we spent these players?
Well,
we just escaped
because it's an investment. That's why I bought them. That's why I bought everyone. That's why we don't buy anyone over the age of 29 because they're an investment. Because over in 2 years' time.
At the same time, if you don't nurture the development, they're not going to become the players that you want them to be.
I 100% agree. Yeah. But that's why we bought them, and then the kind of, I don't know, McLaren, whether he's trying to prove him, like, I can...
Well, it worked against Tottenham, I'll just bring him on. He's a super sub now.
I'm boss of this club.
That's bullshit. That is not going to happen every single time.
It must be him saying, I'm boss of this club, I don't care what your transfer fee is, I'm not starting you. But it's to the point where it's a detriment to the team.
Yeah, of course it is. It's cutting his nose off despite his face.
Everybody in football knows what our transfer policy is. McLaren wouldn't have come here without being aware that he's going to get players signed for him.
Okay, he doesn't have to start them.
Okay, so let's look at midfield. There's a lot of everyone's got a lot of opinions about midfield. I think everyone is in agreement that we are weak in midfield. Some people think Anita is probably one of our best performers. I think while he has excellent games, he's still very hit and miss for me, and he's playing with confidence at the moment. But I think ultimately he doesn't. Him and Colback don't work for me. We need to strengthen. So I mean, who else?
That's another example of our arrogance. How arrogant are we that we say, no, we're not going to sign Cabaye? That's another example of our arrogance. Oh, we don't need Cabaye.
We don't know what.
I think it's fine. I think it's because he's 29, and there is an argument with regards to Cabaye, I suppose, bringing an old player back who chose to leave us. Yeah. But had Cabaye never played for us and he was 29. French international, we still wouldn't have bought him because he's 29 and we wouldn't have spent 30
million. So who would you take Torvan out for? If you brought Torvan in, who would you take out?
I would play Sissoko through the middle. I still do not believe that Sissoko. I don't think Sissoko is a winger.
He created one chance.
I've never felt he's a winger. He's a central.
He officially created one chance against
I'll play
Aston Villa.
Sissoko and Anita in the middle.
Stop.
What about in goal?
And that's the end of the second half, but never fear, because this is the Bumper Christmas edition. We'll be back after yet another half-time. Welcome back to an unprecedented third half of the Toon and 10. I think we're going to go slightly over 10 minutes this one, but it's all good. It's the season to be jolly, and that is why for this topic in the third half we're going to talk about what we would like from Santa to make our NUFC Christmas dreams come true. Vince, I'm going to start with you. What do you want from Santa for Christmas for the Toon? Time at the ready, go!
I would like a young, commanding British centre half who's up and coming, that's going to captain the Toon for the next 10, 15 years. I would just like
With that guy from Everton's, can he?
yeah, that's all. I would like a young John Stones sort of style, or like a.
Well, you already got Stephen Taylor.
Yeah, I would like some sort of young commanding, a vocal captain, because I don't think we've had that. Even might be sacrilege, but I don't even think Shearer was like a very good.
So do you want
captain.
a captain or do you want a centre back?
No, I want both. I want like.
And was that a criticism of Alan Shearer?
Yeah, that was bold.
Honestly, I don't think. Firstly, I don't believe that strikers should be captains of teams. I think they're in a difficult position of the pitch. Secondly, I don't rate Alan Shearer as a person. I don't think he's a very nice person. Lots and lots of things that I'm not going to say on here about Alan Shearer's character. I think he's a rubbish pundit.
No, come on! What is that? There's a bronze bloody statue of
The
him.
worst Christmas special ever!
What are you doing? There's a bloody bronze statue of the fella, man. Jesus, Vince.
He's red.
We're talking about captains. We're talking about good player. Unbelievable. But captain material. So
Let's get back to Christmas and let's not get back
have a
to
whole episode
the nightmare before Christmas.
criticising Vince's opinion there.
So anyway, yes, I would like a young. I would like a young John Stones, John Terry style captain. I think build from the back. Somebody who could build our team.
But who was born in an NE postcode, ideally.
And as a nice person off the pitch.
Yeah, guys.
And has the potential to be a really good pundit. Yeah. Well spoken, good diction, intelligent comments, insightful.
I don't like
Gary
Alan
Neville.
Shearer as a person.
Mate,
So,
I'm gonna have to move on from you.
Yeah.
Pete, what would you like for Christmas?
Okay, I'll try not to be too general, but I'm going to be a little bit. We kind of talked about it before. What I would like for Christmas is a change in transfer policy. I'm not going to call it a change of chairman. He has spent money this time, but it's the fact that if he just went out there, bought a couple of players who were a little bit older, experienced in a Premiership, priced it for 31, 32, if it means bringing them in on loan, paying a little bit of money, even though they're not going to be a sellable asset. Stop treating it as though it's
You want to blend?
business.
You want to blend?
Yeah, you definitely want to blend.
Because I mean, surely there's an argument to say our squad it's exceptionally young, but
You know what we need? A commanding centre back captain. So, but ultimately, we need players who've got a Premiership experience. It was always the worry, and it can work out. Of course it can. But it's like we put all the eggs into the basket of hoping that all of these players would mature into good Premiership players who would become sellable, who would make.
But that's it. As soon as that happens,
yeah,
you sell on, and it's. I mean, it hasn't really worked for us so far.
No, I'm not adverse. When Newcastle are as a club to buying players who we sell on once they've done well, fine. If we can sell them on for a profit, it means they've done well for us. But you need your captains, you need your leaders, and I don't think there is a leader on the pitch, and I don't think there's a leader off the pitch.
Okay.
Your show.
Well, you actually stole mine because I was going to say a big 6'5" strapping centre back to play alongside Mbemba and form a nice solid formation, because I think there's potential for goals in the front end.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say it. I'm just going to say what everyone else has been thinking. I want McLaren gone.
For Christmas?
For Christmas.
You can't ask for something to be taken away for Christmas.
I want him gone.
Did you know the man who wanted Rebby Gard is our captain?
Yeah.
Is our manager?
Yeah, I did actually, yeah. And I think he's still the Jews out of him. He's would he just come over?
Who do you want then? Don't just say we don't want him.
No, but
do you want?
I honestly think.
Patrick Vieira, no one took him.
Yeah, well, he's obviously American now. I told you that I would have taken up. I won't tell you who I want, but I can tell you what kind of person I want.
We'll find out.
I want
Ring 089 409.
follow at the Toon Network on Twitter and find out.
I get a free mug.
Yeah, but basically, ultimately,
Free mug.
ultimately, I don't think McLaren's going to turn this around. I think anything that he does will be fluke. I think ultimately, whether it happens now or it happens in a year's time, it's not going to make much difference to us. I think long term, he's not the answer to what we're looking for. I want somebody young, progressive. I want someone who's got new ideas, who's who's has reactive and adaptive tactics, which I don't think. I mean, ideally, go on then. I'll take Brendan Rodgers.
I'll have him.
I will.
I think he's an upgrade.
I'll have him.
Certainly an upgrade.
I want Brendan Rodgers for Christmas. You hear me? I mean, that's the end of the half. And that's the end of the big. It's a half and a third. Oh, God damn it.
Will I
extra
get
time.
lots of grief about what I said about Shearer? Will that go down?
Well, we'll find out, won't we? We'll find out.
Agree, yeah.
Oh.
I mean,
they probably won't.
he did sort of. He did. He was.
I mean, I know.
He's a bit rude to my dad on a plane.
But
So.
what my dad did for my 60th, he shot a video saying happy 60th birthday, Dave, while he was on holiday in Marbella and sent that across.
Wow.
So he did that.
Was that when he did that slow motion? Do you remember he did that video in the summer? He did that slow motion that he wheeled away
So in
next to his
fairness,
pool.
he did do that. But and you know if you
Lots of great charity work.
If you're massive,
He's a legend. He scored how?
How many people are telling him he's a goddamn doubt when he was a footballer? You're going to start believing it a little bit. He becomes a little bit arrogant, and he's probably has to be a little bit aloof and standoffish. Otherwise, you'd never get a break. Would be the defence.
I love the guy. I absolutely love him.
But it's like
This is like an extra.
you criticising Alan Shearer is akin to criticising for me Ant Deck. I wouldn't allow.
How about
that.
Ant and Dex? I rate there.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't like.
No,
Ant
no,
Deck.
no. I don't mind them. I probably just don't watch the stuff that they present.
I know, but I just love that.
What about the people who do Geordie Shore?
No, we're getting on to this.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Well, that's the end of the Bumper Christmas edition. Thanks very much for tuning in. Seriously, if you want one of these mugs, although I might be being very, very presumptuous that anyone would want that, do get in touch. I'll sort you one out. We'll chat. Share on social media. Tell all your friends about it. Subscribe on YouTube. Thanks for watching the Toon and 10 Christmas special. And a very Merry Christmas to all the Toon Network followers. What?
Some sort of hashtag competition and someone gets a free mug. Put the hashtag on now.
So this is the hashtag, and if you use this hashtag and follow us on Twitter, I'll send you a mug.
No,
How's about that?
What? I thought it'd be a competition. One person wins rather than.
Yeah, I'll choose one person who
right,
uses
okay.
the hashtag and follows us.
what's the hashtag?
The hashtag
It's on the
is
screen.
the hashtag is on your screen right now.
That one there.
Alan Shearer is gone.
Use the hashtag and Merry Christmas, everyone. Good luck, and we'll see you for the New Year specials. Bye bye. It's Christmas.